Hey everyone, my name is Keith Willett and I'm a passionate game developer. I have a degree in game art from Full Sail University, but I also design and program games to keep a well-rounded perspective in the development sphere. Every piece of art and programming shown in this video was made by me, unless specifically said otherwise. As a huge fan of 3D platformers, I love designing movement and combat mechanics. I also really love programming heads-up displays, and I work hard to make sure every piece of HUD means something important and doesn't intrude on the player. This 3D platform project is heavily inspired from platformers during my childhood. The concept was a buddy system that requires both of the characters to work together to truly get the most out of each other's combat traversal systems. Comet the big guy does most of the platforming, while Tippett the small guy does ranged combat. Without Tippett, however, Comet doesn't have access to half of his moves and loses his compass on the HUD because as a robot, Tippett has a GPS. Tippett can be swapped out at any point in the game and has a plethora of his own moves to choose from. Without Comet, however, Tippett loses most of his muscle, and he also must be careful during solo combat since he doesn't hit as hard. All mechanics are made by hand through the use of Unreal Engine 4's blueprint system. The models, on the other hand, are made using 3ds Max and textured using Substance Painter. I've also been working on a first-person shooter project. This project utilizes a large playable cast with lots of weapons that all have 9 attachments each to choose from. This requires the use of one of C++'s most useful concepts, polymorphism. I use parent classes that I whip up and then make children classes to minimize the workload. This allows me to be able to cast to the base class whenever I need to. The HUD is more static, but it's just as handcrafted as the previous project. This project also uses blueprint interfaces and other forms of actor-to-actor communication to make sure that actors work in tandem with each other. For instance, these buttons can be linked with interactable objects. When activated, the button will send a message to the object it's interacting with to make an easy linking interaction system. The next few projects are for experimenting and learning C++. That being said, they do feature art assets that I have downloaded from the Epic Marketplace. After reading Unreal's C++ API, and after a few coding courses, I can finally write functions into C++ and expose them into blueprints. As an exercise for myself, I took this blueprint event from my shooter project and condensed it into a few C++ functions. They do the same thing, they swap between different inventory slots, just C++ makes it a lot cleaner to look at.